We are the Nista Boys, 3 generations of Italian bakers.
Joe,
John,
Jason,
and we are going to show you how to make the famous Parker house rolls. Your ingredients for today. You will need 6 cups of flour, 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 packages of active rapid rise dry yeast, 1/2 cup of butter, which of course is 2 sticks, and an egg. Now, for the first step of your Parker House rolls, you will need a KitchenAid mixer with the beater attachment, 2 1/4 cups of flour, 1/2 cup of the sugar, the 2 teaspoons of salt, the 2 packages of dry yeast, 1/2 of the cup of butter, 1 stick melted, and then 2 cups of warm water. Don't make the water too hot. You'll kill the yeast. Ready?
No, I don't know.
Michael, get a deep dish.
At this stage, we are now beating the first stage of the Parker House rolls.
Yeah.
After initial mixing of the dough, add 1 egg, and then we shall beat again. The bread dough at this point in time now has a pancake batter-like consistency. And at this point in time, we're going to add 1/2 cup more of flour. We're now going to use the paddle wheel, and we will gradually add more and more flour until a soft consistency to the dough is achieved.
You sure it wouldn't be advantageous for us to have gone to Zotti's and just got another loaf of bread?
We continue to form the bread dough, moving along from a pancake-like consistency to a thicker consistency, and we will now change from the paddle wheel to the dough hook, adding flour gradually as we go until a soft dough is formed. Notice, if you would now, how the dough is starting to pull away from the sides of the bowl. We're getting closer to the soft dough consistency that we're looking for. We have now finished the first stage of the soft dough. Notice, if you would, how the dough has pulled completely away from the sides of the bowl. I will now leave you with the senior Nista member who will show you the art of kneading dough.
Now, this is where we begin with the manual part of making the Parker rolls. The dough will stick a little to the bottom of the container, so it takes a little bit of nudging and so forth to get it out. And the other important thing is, always have a nice cotton cloth with some flour. The important thing in kneading is to use the palms of your hand as you go. And what this does, it decreases the elasticity of the dough, so that the dough is very similar to you digging a hole with your arms getting tired after an hour or so, and you let your arms rest so that the muscles are no longer sore. Well, the same thing occurs in the dough. So we do this for about 5 minutes, but right now we are just going to do just 2 or 3 minutes and a little substitute difference. Now, this is very nice and is really velvety. It does not stretch very much and is really of ideal consistency. We now will put this in a bowl to let it rise. The bowl has oil in it, and we do this so that the dough does not stick to the sides And we roll the dough into a nice little ball. Grease the top and sides. Then revert it. And now we will cover it and let it stand for an hour or two.
Welcome back, bread baking fans. It's now been about an hour and 10 minutes, and our dough has risen very nicely. We will now punch down the dough. I realize it hasn't done anything to us, but it needs the air knocked out of it, and then we will allow it to rest for 15 minutes before we roll it and cut it.
You're so unnatural in front of the camera. Retake.
"15 minutes. We are now prepared to roll out the dough. Uncovered, she has rested very nicely on a very heavily floured cloth. We shall roll the dough until it is 1/2 inch in thickness. The dough has been very nicely rolled out, as you can see, and I will now introduce our master cutter, 3rd generation Italian baker, Jason.
Now that the dough is properly prepared, we are ready to cut it out and make the rolls. We have a 15-inch by 17.5-inch pan that is buttered. We have a regular circle cookie cutter roll. Cut the roll like so. Dip it fully into the rest of the butter that has been melted. Put it in the pan like so and fold in half. Repeat this process until all the dough is used. The dough has now been cut into individual rolls, folded over, dipped in butter, and placed in the pan. We'll now let it rise for 45 minutes.
And now we have the final stage before baking. The rolls have raised beautifully. If you would like to take a close-up look. Voila! Now we bake. And well, there you have it. The 3 Italian bakers have done it again.
Thank you all.
Joe, John,
And Jason.
come visit us again. See you soon.
Goodbye now.
0 in, sir.
Well, it does smell like something's burning. Is it your